Wanted to finish up the last two sections of the manual in this last video, talking about riser walls and assembly of the dome. The riser walls not necessary, but a lot of people put it in because it gives the dome a little extra height to where you can put in a second floor and gain a little bit of headroom around the edges. It also allows for more room between the dome triangles and the floor where you want to put in a doorway, so you don't have to cut out as much of the dome triangles for the doorway. Basically, these are just 20 sections. This top piece is cut to the same outside length as the D strut. You need top plate, bottom plate, and then two ends are nailed at that angle so that they will bolt up flat to the next one. And then just interior blocking set at 16 or 24 inch centers. Make sure you use your jig, same jig you used on the D strut to do the triangle, to mark these holes so that when you set your triangles down on there, the holes line up. That's really it for the riser. On assembly, you pretty much just want to start with this bottom course that's laid out in the assembly of the dome. You start with these white, blue, blue, white, white, blue triangle, the D strut all the way around the bottom, and then come back in and fill in these in between triangles that point down. Picture here of them assembling a dome in New Jersey where they're doing that. Here's the riser wall, setting in the blue and white triangles around, and then they'll come back and put in the second layer of triangles. You can barely see it in this picture, but they have using shims in between the triangles as you're putting them together, as you're assembling the dome. And that do it on the inside, and it shims the triangle out just a little bit, enough that when you go to drop in the triangle, you have room to drop it all the way down to the bottom point. Get your bolts installed all the way around. Then you can come back and pull the shims out and tighten up the bolts, and then go to the next layer. As you see, they've done here, they've got the bottom layer of triangles pointing up, then added in the second ones going down, and then come back with triangles pointing up. When assembling the dome, it's best to go ahead and make these go all the way around your bottom course and the second course, and then get your third and fourth course in here, and then come back out and take out the triangles you want for the doorway. Otherwise, your dome's going to want to sag in, and it's going to be harder to assemble the dome. You'll have to push out and take 2x4s or some 2x6s and push up on the triangles to get it to sit circular as you're finishing up the curvature of the dome. Assembling the dome all the way around, you do need to provide yourself an exit just in case you need to get out. As you can see here, they've left a hole in the riser wall. Also, you need to make sure you've stacked your triangles on the inside of the dome that you're going to assemble. It's easier to assemble it from the inside where you can get to the bolts than to be on the outside. Scaffolding helps, especially as you get up to the top, adding a second or third layer to the scaffolding. And if you could have a block and pulley system up here to help pull the triangles up, makes it a little easier as well. Just remember safety and don't overbalance your scaffolding. And one other thing that I think is in the plans, I know James talked about it in his videos, was putting in this polystyrene foam in between. You definitely need that, or tar paper along the bottom where the wood meets the concrete so your wood doesn't rot. But James started putting it in between the triangles, kind of as a sealing layer to help seal out any water ingress. And then you go through and you put your caulking on top of that, and then whatever roofing material you're going to use on top of that, whether it be elastomeric roofing or tar, paper, and shingles.